This episode is sponsored by 22 Threads. Check out their new stores, New Haven of Beats, and Nutmegger golf collections on 22threads.com. Believe it or not, we've already played 4 football games for the UConn team this year. We're heading into week 5 here, and Jelani's in to join us today for an update. So, Jelani, welcome back.
Appreciate you. Thanks for having me always, man.
So last week, obviously, we'll get into the game a little bit in the big win over FAU, but I want to ask about what the week leading up to FAU was like first. You guys come off a close loss to a good Duke team on the road. What was the mentality of the team heading into last week against FAU?
We're tired of losing small. It's time to win big. That was like the statement. Like, it's always been, oh, we were so close, guys, we're so close. And we heard that all last season in the games like FIU and against
Yeah.
Utah State, we lost those really close games. Like Coach Moore came into the meeting, Sunday, and we all watched the film and we buried the hatchet and we said, we're done, man. Like we're done losing small to good teams. Like it's time to win big. So I think that's what ultimately jump started our week and allowed us to jump out on FAU early.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, win big is exactly what you guys did on Saturday. Defense, both in that Duke game and then against FAU's, but been really stout and really good and not letting the other team get in the end zone. What have been some of the keys that you think have led this defense to be tougher these past couple of weeks?
The crazy part about it is I think we played more stout defense against Duke than we did against FAU. Like, I mean, obviously, as a spectator, as a fan, you really don't see
Yeah.
what we see and how we see things. Like, man, we left a lot on the table against FAU, and I'm sure Buffalo's watching the tape right now, and they're like, okay, we could do this or we can do that or whatever. But we left a lot of stuff out there, and it's always great to get a win, a really big win, and the scoreboard was really lopsided, but we kind of left a lot out there. So that's what this week was so important for, was like tightening up those loose ends to know like those things aren't going to seep through when you do try and take advantage of them as an offensive coordinator from a different team.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's pretty impressive. Then you pitch a shutout in the first half of FAU, still not feeling like you're quite at the potential of where you guys can be. As you get ready for this week and you're looking at some of those loose ends, things maybe you weren't as satisfied with in the FAU game. What in particular are you guys looking at doing?
Just more leverage, more tackling. I mean, that's like our mantra on defense is physicality, effort, leverage, tackling. Like those are the things that we work really, really hard on. And starting fast, like that's a really big deal. And Coach Moore always emphasizes that in our meetings is starting fast because there's a statistic out there. I think it's like 91% of teams who score the first touchdown or get the first three and out, 91% of those teams win the football game.
Hmm.
So that's been like our biggest thing is just starting fast and on defense, just leverage tackling, physicality, effort.
Yeah, you talk about the tackling. I remember when we were talking earlier in the season, whether it was, I think it was coming off the Maryland game. Tackling was obviously a big point of emphasis. It seems like you guys are out there. You guys are hitting harder. You guys are making some of these tackles you might have missed in the first week or so. Do you feel like you are making that improvement and seeing that week over week in terms of getting to where you want to be?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you could see it on in Tuesday practice. Sorry, they shut the lights down in here. But you can see it in Tuesday practice. That's Tuesday and Wednesday are really, really heavy workload days with shoulder pads on and equipment on. And you could see it, and you could feel the energy like in practice. Everyone's running to the football, tagging off. Well, not tagging off when we're in full pads.
Yeah.
We're putting helmets on people, and shoulder pads on people. But you could definitely see the improvement. But the thing about us, man, we're never satisfied as a defense and as a team. Like Coach Brock, my D line coach, Coach McClendon, and Coach Diabate and Coach Hill, like they're always running around on the field, making sure everybody's doing the right thing. So like we're never satisfied, even if we feel like we have a good day. We're like, man, let's see if we can have a better day tomorrow. So
Yeah.
that was the mentality for today too. Like we had our first really really good Thursday practice, and we want to make sure we have an even better Friday practice. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. On the flip side of things, when you look at the offensive side, another unit that you've seen, big improvement from the first game to where it is today. You're going up against these guys every day in practice. They just tore the FAU defense to shreds last week, from especially from the running game perspective. Are you impressed with what you've seen from that group, based on what you've seen from them in practice, were you surprised they were able to, perform at such a high level like that?
Honestly, I'm not surprised. I mean, those guys they give us a run for our money. They run their mid zone and stuff like that, outside zone. It's just a credit to those guys. They're leaders in that room. You got Chase and Val on the outsides of the offense, obviously doing a good job
Yeah.
helping the offensive line and leading them to how to really be a pro. You know what I mean? Those guys do an exceptional job over there. And Coach Samus, he's the offensive line coach, offensive coordinator. Like he's obviously instilled some great things into those guys. So like I'm not surprised that their performance was what it was. And I even give credit to newer guys. Like you got Wes coming here from
Yeah.
Syracuse, stepped up. We needed a center real bad. We had Yukari leaving the portal and Wes has stepped up and he's even becoming an influential leader on the offensive line as well. So shout out to
Yeah.
those guys, man. Like those guys, they work hard. Obviously they have a really good culture in that room. So shout out to them.
Yeah, I know Coach Morris talked about Nick and his need to just get more reps. He hadn't played a ton of college football, so getting him out there. Are you seeing a quarterback who's becoming more comfortable out there from your perspective?
Absolutely. I mean, just like there's things about quarterbacks like they have a certain aura about themselves. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
every quarterback has a certain aura. You could see when you watch NFL, you could see Joe Burrow, you could see Pat Mahomes. When they do certain things, it just adds to their bag. You know what I mean? And that's what Nick's getting. Like, I mean, one thing that really made me smile was when he scored the one touchdown and he ran through the end zone and he threw up the husky. Like, those are all things that as a quarterback you're building your confidence. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and just trying to build on what you've been working for so hard. Like the kid's been working super hard since he's been there. Like so he's been supportive of Joe also. Like even
Yeah.
though they were competing for the job, they've always showed up and support and it's good to see Nick's getting comfortable back there and really making the offense go because ultimately the quarterback makes everything go.
Football season is here, and you know what that means. Tailgates. Make your next game day spread unforgettable with Martin Rosel's Meats. For over 96 years, they've been crafting the highest quality hot dogs, kielbasa, and sausages using fresh, never frozen meats sourced right here in the US. Whether you're grilling up at home or at the stadium, Martin Rosel's has the flavor that will make your tailgate the talk of the season. Visit martinroselsinc.com to find their products near you and to taste the tradition. I've got to ask you in the little game recap video that they put out there on YouTube, you're making a pretty impassioned halftime pep talk there. Is that something that you've taken on that pep talk speech there?
I didn't even watch it yet. I didn't even watch it yet. I got to go and see that and see what I didn't even remember what I said. Do you remember some of the words I said or
You're
some
just
things I
talking
said?
about like, like basically like keep the foot on the gas here. Like don't like we're up big on the scoreboard, but championship teams are fighting all the time. So is that a role
Oh
you've
yeah,
taken
yeah, yeah,
on?
yeah, yeah.
Is that a role you've taken on this year, being one of the vets on this team and kind of keeping everyone in check and being that guy that can be a vocal leader in the locker room?
Yeah, man, like I try like I just feel like I've played a lot of football. Like I'm not better than the next man or anything, but like I've been to a different program. I've seen, how they run things. We got a different thing going on here. Like it's just like I just want to use my voice to elevate everybody
Yeah.
and just even from my life experiences and personal experiences, the things I've been through and being close to my teammates, knowing what they've gone through. Like I'm really like a team oriented guy and I see things from everybody's angles. So, if there's problems internally on the team, like I try to be the guy to step up and rectify the situation or find a way where there's common ground for everyone. You know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
you don't want to have little problems in the locker room and with
Yeah.
teammates and things like that. Because that's all that could be problematic for the team. It could be a
Yeah.
distraction. It could be an issue. The halftime thing is just like it's just we've like I said we've been there before. We've had games where we were up and then we lost the game
Yeah.
and then vice versa. You know what I mean? So it's just I just wanted to make sure guys kept it even kill, not even kill, but like on the aggressive. Like we have to keep going because bad teams think, okay, like we're up, like we can settle down, take our shoulder pads off, and like no, man, like where we want this program to go and all the people at the inside, the AD and Coach Mora, the staff, like everyone who's really invested into this program, they see the potential. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? They see the potential, but people get potential confused and they make it like synonymous with time. Like they don't have time. Like
Yeah.
it's now or never. And like we want to make big strides for this team, for this program, for the state of Connecticut. Like we want to make it happen. So that was the big thing for us. Is like why not us?
Yeah. No,
Like
for
why
sure.
not us? Why can't we be the guys to do it? So that's where a lot of that came from.
Yeah. No, very, very good, good pep talk. I was ready to run through the brick wall for you. So nicely done. This is a fun one, I've got to say, because both through the social clips they did, just being at the game, there are a lot of touchdowns being scored offensively, a lot of touchdown celebrations. Who do you think has the best touchdown celebration on the team?
Darrell, hands down. I
Yeah.
love when Darrell scores touchdowns and celebrates, man. I love it. I told him I found one on TikTok the other day and I sent it to him and I'm like, you gotta hit this one. Like this is the one you gotta hit next. And he was like, all right, I gotta learn it. And I was like, all right, bet.
All right, all right. So next time he
So
scores,
be on the lookout for a new one this week.
when we see that, you're gonna have to let us know next week. That's the one you sent him, so we know that that he was putting it into action there. Uh,
Yes, sir.
I know Coach Mora has been talking the past couple weeks about this team like being close on the edge of like just breaking through. Did you view this FAU game as part of that breakthrough? Like you guys are starting to, really start to click and start rolling here, or do you still think there's more before you guys have, truly broken through?
I feel like it's definitely a stepping stone of it. It's like the best thing about this game, man, is like there's always another one. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? We still have so many more games that are guaranteed. So like, we thought before the FAU game, like this is our breakthrough. But then once you win that game, you're like, no, 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 no. Like we got more. Like we got
Yeah.
more we can tap into. And that's how we feel about this game. Like we got so much more to do and so much more to prove to not only other people, but most importantly ourselves. So
Yeah.
that's how we feel about this game. Like this is a breakthrough game. And then having all these games at home, like you never know how this stuff can go, man. We do good at home. Like we could be in the sport of college football. So
Yeah. Um, I'm curious, the game last week against FAU, 7 o'clock game. What's the day like for you leading up to it? I know it's a lot of waiting, I'm sure, when you got the night game.
no weights. We're working still. Like
Okay.
our preparation, yeah, our preparation does not, man. Like Coach Brock, we have what two walkthroughs on Saturday for the game. We have two
Okay.
walkthroughs too, because we want to make sure we're clicking on all
Yeah.
cylinders, like and just having everything together defensively. Same with offense; they're having walkthroughs as well. We have extra meetings with our coach. If we have any questions, he gives us like a time slot. We could come in, chat with him downstairs in the lobby or such and such. Like the preparation never stops. Like
All
it does
right.
not,
No.
and that's
Yeah.
what's great about our team is like guys want to have extra time to get better
Yeah.
and obviously it paid off. So we're going to continue to do that.
What's the pregame meal of choice?
Me, I carb load, man. I
Okay.
get we get a lot of different stuff. We get pasta, mashed potatoes, and there's good steak, good shrimp. There's
Yeah.
really good stuff. But for me, I carb load. I make sure I get some pasta. I make sure I get some protein and stuff like that, and then I
Yeah.
hydrate.
Yeah. No, very good.
That's really important. You got to get the stuff in.
Exactly. So obviously now we got Buffalo on Saturday. What stood out to you about this Buffalo team as you've been checking out tape, getting ready for them on Saturday?
The thing about those MAC teams, man, they fight to the end. Like those teams really fight. As you can see, like NIU just beat Notre
Yep.
Dame, and then Buffalo goes and beats NIU.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this makes me think back to when we played Ball State in
Yep.
2022. We were up like 21-3 or 21-7, and then we lost that game because we didn't finish. Now, where we are mentally and physically as a program now is that we know how to finish football games now. And
Mhm.
we want to go out there and start fast and get up on these guys and then really, really lay it down and just finish the football game. You know what I mean? So like I said, they're a good team, man. They got good offensive linemen. They got good skill. But I'm very confident in our guys and what we bring to the table. So we're
Yeah.
gonna make sure we get it done this week.
I'll wrap it up. Steelers 3-0. How you feeling about the Steelers?
How you think I feel? I feel good, man. Feel good, man.
All in on Justin Fields?
Uh, I mean, hey, whoever's winning the football games, man, that's who
You take
rocking
it.
with right
Yeah.
now. So
Yeah. No,
that's how I feel.
you take it. Better than my Dolphins. So nicely done. But Jelani, I really appreciate the time. Best of luck this Saturday against Buffalo. Keep things rolling here at home, and we'll talk soon.
Yes, sir. Alrighty. Thank you.